Well, hello, everyone. My name is Dale Parrish, and welcome to the National Auto and Truck Museum Library Webinar Series. This series is another educational program offered by your museum library. Our objective is to offer a brief, participatory focus on features of interest in the National Auto and Truck Museum. And yes, that means you get to participate and ask questions. All of our episodes will be recorded and available on our YouTube channel, Library Webinar Series. A reminder, once you're on the channel, be sure to subscribe. So let's get started with today's episode. Our episode today is about a car that can be seen on display in the museum during primarily the winter months. It's a 1964 Chevrolet Vair, nicknamed Baby Vair. The owner is Helen Gehrig, and her story about this car is one that is very unusual and very heartwarming. Feel free to ask questions as we go along. So without further delay, let's meet Helen and Baby Vair. Hi, Helen. Are you there?
I'm here.
Good, good. Well, welcome. Now, Helen, you're in Florida as we're recording this, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
We're here for the winter.
Huh?
Today it was sunny and 71 degrees.
Is that right? Well, believe it or not, it was in the 50s here today. So,
good.
Yes, unusually warm here.
Right.
Okay, well, let's get started. Let's start at the beginning and tell us a bit about growing up in Auburn. How big of a town was Auburn as you were growing up?
I think Auburn was approximately 4,000 to 5,000 people,
okay,
which was a small town.
Yeah, all right. Small town America.
Uh-huh.
And I see we've got some schools pictured here. These are the schools that you attended, right?
Yes, that's correct. I went to elementary school at Riley School, some elementary, middle school, Harrison, and then we went on to Auburn High School, none of which any of the buildings are standing today.
Yeah. Now, I think, are we missing a picture of the junior high school that you went to?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that was a separate building.
Yes.
And it's no longer there either, right?
Well, that one is. The one we went to in 7th grade, they tore down, but in 8th grade we did get to go to a brand new school, and it is still there, but it's been remodeled and added on to. So.
Okay. All right. Well, you told me that one of the fun activities back in that day was a place called the Canteen.
Correct.
I've got a picture here up in the right-hand corner. I know you're not in that picture, but tell us about the Canteen.
The Canteen was a hangout, basically. It was provided, it was chaperoned by an adult, and it was open in the evenings so that we had a place to go and meet our friends. Mm-hmm. And we just basically hung out, ate popcorn, drank Coke, talked to each other and that type of thing. But it was adult chaperoned, and I think it was open from about 6:30 to maybe 9:30, and then we all had to go home.
So this was available to you every night?
I know Monday through Saturday. I'm not sure it was on Sunday.
Okay.
It was in the YMCA. It was in the lower level of the YMCA, and it was just, there was a lot of tables and chairs and sofas and a TV, and we had snacks there, and we could sit and play cards or checkers or things like that. So it was a very, very well organized thing for kids to do.
Good.
Only freshmen through seniors in high school could go to it, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I see on the other side here, I see Pat Boone was one of your favorites of the time, right?
Pat Boone was one of my favorites, and I had a few of his records, but the highlight for my whole life was I got to meet him personally. He signed my albums, gave me a kiss and a hug, and asked me, "Where have you been keeping these albums all these years?"
That's good. That's good. Well, and apparently you enjoyed music yourself. I see you were a majorette in the band.
Yes,
Right.
I was in band from 5th grade through high school.
Okay.
I was a majorette through junior high and high school.
Oh, all right. And we've got your senior picture here. Am I right? That was your senior high school picture?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we grew up in Auburn and graduated from high school, and so your working career started.
Yes, it did.
And the big move took place, job-wise at least, in Fort Wayne, right? At GE?
Right. Well, I started out first at Cooper Industrial Products in Auburn,
Okay.
and then I decided that I don't even know why for sure, why I decided I wanted to go to Fort Wayne, but I went to Fort Wayne, put my application in at General Electric, was hired, and I worked there for about 5 years. And at the time, I had a boyfriend that I rode with, and then that didn't last very long, so I had no way to get there, so I had to find different transportation, which leads to the Corvair.
Okay, well, so it was this job in Fort Wayne that led to Baby Vair.
That's right, yes.
So you wanted your own car to drive to Fort Wayne and to work back and forth, right?
Right.
Okay,
yes,
now we got a couple pictures here of the dealership that you dealt with at the time that you ordered the car. And did you tell me now the picture on the right here, is that more closer to what the dealership looked like when you dealt with them?
That is the original. That is where I bought the car. Yes.
Okay.
I bought it they were in that building at that time. The building is still there, but the dealership is no longer in town.
Okay. What was the name of the dealership?
It was Rome Chevrolet.
Rome Chevrolet. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, why did you pick the Corvair? What led you to like the Corvair over other cars on the market at the time?
Well, I asked my parents first if there was any way they would let me buy a car because they only had one car and I couldn't use it to drive every day. And they decided that I could buy one, and I told them that I wanted a girl-size car. I didn't want a big car. I wanted a car that I could take care of. And at the time, the Corvair was kind of my size. And my dad didn't really want me to have the Corvair because he thought it was too little to be on the highway. He wanted me to have a bigger car, and I kept telling him, but I want a girl car, one that I can take care of. So he finally consented, and that's when the salesperson that my mom and dad usually bought cars from came to our house, and we wrote up the order at my mom and dad's kitchen table.
Okay. Well, you don't see that happen anymore, do you?
No.
Yeah. Now tell me, I thought it was interesting how you selected the options for this car. How did you do that?
Well, I wanted a 4-speed because all the guys had 4-speed. And I thought if the guys can have it, then girls can have it too. So it has a 4-speed transmission. It has a radio with no push buttons because at the time we only listened to Whoa Whoa. and I couldn't see spending extra money for buttons when I didn't have to change channels.
I think
So
that
the
is
radio has no buttons.
that's so funny.
Uh-huh. It
Okay,
has
well,
a
that
tinted
makes...
windshield.
Yeah, okay. All right.
It has padded dash, which still has no cracks in it.
Wow.
Electric windshield wipers and washer. Only one rear view mirror on the driver's side. It has the mirror it was part of a package because the rear view mirror inside flips so that at night the lights don't glare.
Right.
And, white wall tires.
Okay.
And that, I think that's about it.
Now you could have gotten a bigger engine, right? But you didn't.
No, I got a 95 horse and they had a 140.
Okay.
110. I don't know why I picked the little one. I guess I didn't think I needed to go very fast.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay. Well,
I have the original window sticker, and the window sticker reads $2,530.
okay, $2,530. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, while you were at GE, you met this guy called Barry.
Yes.
And tell us about your maiden name. I thought that was interesting too.
Well, my maiden name is Dilly, and I am a real Dilly. Not many people can say that. Sometimes they make that comment, but I am truly a real Dilly.
So when did you and Barry get married?
We got married on November 27th, 1965.
1965. That was
yes.
Just shortly after my wife and I got married.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Now, I think you told me Barry was a Ford guy, wasn't he?
Barry was a Ford man. He had a new 1963 Ford Fairlane when we met. And we were on a first couple dates, I guess, something was mentioned about cars. And I said, well, I ordered a new car, but I didn't have it yet. And he said, well, what kind did you order? And I said, a Corvair. A Chevy? And I said, well, my parents always drove General Motors. We always had Chevys. So, yes, I ordered a Corvair. So he wasn't real happy, but he ended up liking it. He still likes it, and he helped pay for it. So that was good.
That was good, huh? All right.
Yes.
Well, now I know you've shown that car for many years, and
right.
Tell me how have you managed to keep the car in such great shape?
Well, I think the big secret is it's always had a place inside to stay. Mm-hmm. That helps to keep it in good condition. Plus, Barry has always liked cars, and Barry is the caretaker of the Corvair.
Okay.
Now that it's in the family, it's his baby too. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some pictures here of some of the car shows that you've participated in. I know there's many more, but tell me that this one here, this wasn't well, maybe it was a show, but you got a picture here of Andretti's pit. Tell me about that.
Oh, yes. We used to take it to Indianapolis to the Hoosier Auto Show, which was held in the middle of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Okay.
And each participant that participated in the show got to take their car on the track and for 2 laps. And Mario Andretti was my favorite driver at the time because we were Indy 500 people. And so as we rounded the track the last time, we slowed down and quickly pulled it into his pit and took our picture with our car. So I have, and I'm in Andretti's pit with my car.
Okay. Well, did you ever get his autograph?
Oh, yes. I have his autograph and several pictures of him also.
Oh,
Barry used to work there, and he got some pictures for me. So, yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty special.
Good. All right. All right. Well, on this next slide, if I can get to it here, uh, let me see if I can click on it. There it is. Okay. Well, I thought the best way to tell people about your car, the baby Vair, was to include this walk around that we did a few years ago. And so, and if I recall right, we were at the courthouse, Auburn Courthouse cruise-in, and so I'm going to play this video. This is a walk around that you and I did with baby Vair, and for those people viewing this, you might want to turn your volume up a little bit. For some reason, this video clip, the volume is not as loud as it should be, so you might want to adjust your volume up while you view this. So let's take a look at this. All right, folks. This is a shifter club car, and I wanted to be sure and get this. Not many of us can brag about having our very first car, but this young lady can do that. This is a 64 Vair, and it's owned by shifter Helen Gary. And Helen's going to tell us about the car. When did you get this car, Helen?
I bought it in 1964.
Okay.
I was working at General Electric. I needed a car to drive from Auburn to Fort Wayne. I wanted to buy a car, and I wanted a little car, a girl car.
I've heard that said, yes.
And my dad said, that car's too little to be on the highway. I don't want you to have that. And I said, that's the car I want.
Yeah.
So the salesman came to our house.
He actually came to your house.
He actually came to the house. We picked up the options that I wanted on the car, ordered it. He wrote up the order sheet, and we signed it at my mom and dad's kitchen table.
Oh, my goodness.
So that was 1964. It doesn't happen today.
Doesn't happen today, does it?
No.
Well, this is really a beauty, and you've had it since then.
I'm the original owner, yeah.
Original. How many miles are on it?
I think 72,000.
72,000. Okay. Okay. Now I think you told me it has been painted, right?
Has been painted, yes.
Okay.
Has been painted once. The interior is all original.
Okay, it's all original. It's 4-speed.
4-speed transmission.
Now you specifically wanted a 4-speed then, huh?
I did, yes. I was a young girl then, but I'm not now.
So you thought that was pretty cool.
It was cool, yes.
And it was cool. Still is cool, yeah. All right. All right. We're here at Auburn and cruise-in, so you're hearing some noise in the background. Are those the original hubcaps?
No. The original hubcaps were not fancy. Barry bought these for me later so that we could show them when we drive it a distance. We take these off and put the originals on.
Oh, do you? Okay. All right.
But these are original to this year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. The engine, anything did that?
95 horsepower. I didn't need to pay for a big engine, but it got me where I needed to go.
Okay. And we got here the original bill of sale?
Yes.
Okay.
$2,530.
Oh, my goodness.
Came from Rum Chevrolet, Auburn, Indiana.
Okay. Okay. Well, she is a beauty. Now you've had this in the museum here in Auburn from time to time.
It's at the Natmas Museum.
Okay.
It's a nice home for it. Come and visit. It's a great place to see cars.
Is that where we'll be this winter?
Yes.
Sit back in the museum.
Back in the museum.
Okay. Here's your sign that you always put on here.
Yes.
All right. All right, Ellen. Thank you very much. It's a cool car.
Thank you.
All right, great. Now let's. Good job on that, Helen. By the way.
Oh, thank you.
that was a few years ago. I don't know, can't recall how long ago it was, but now this was just.
That's all right.
This picture. This is just last year.
That's
tell
right.
us about what was going on here.
This was at the ACD Cruise Inn on Friday. Approximately 700 cars at the show, and we attend that show every year if possible. We love that show, but I ended up with my picture on the front page of the Auburn newspaper the next morning, and I was thrilled to death to know that I was in my hometown and where the car came, and we made the front page of the paper.
Yeah, that was I was there for that. That was over Labor Day, the Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
And that's always a huge cruise in that they have. So
Yes.
that was quite an honor to be put on the front page of the paper then, huh?
Yes, it was.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Helen, for your time to share your story, and be it known that your story is right in line with the museum's mission statement, which is the National Auto and Truck Museum's mission is to enrich lives and educate all generations through the acquisition and preservation of America's automobile and truck history with buildings, vehicles, artifacts, and literature. So we're going to close now, and I just want to remind everyone to please, once again, when you're on our YouTube channel, Library Webinar Series, to be sure to subscribe. So I want to thank everyone for your interest, and look forward again for another episode of the Library Webinar Series. Thank you, Helen. Good night.
Thank you.